Okay, Alfie, kick us off, please.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Jamie. Steve, I'll come to you first. Another tough one. Are you able to explain how these tight matches keep just slipping away?
Yeah, well, I think that it's tough one. I think everybody, every England supporter and every England player, everyone associated with the team is gutted right now. It's a game we should have won. We're in a position to win. Multiple times in the game, we put ourselves in a position to go and win the game, and we didn't. I think ultimately when you turn over that much ball and make the game that unstructured against a team with that much pace, you're giving them opportunities, and we gave them far too many opportunities.
How's Tom Curry, and did that have an impact of taking the energy out of the performance at that point?
Well, I think if you lose a world-class player early in the game, it certainly has an impact. Alex Dombrandt came on and played really well, but clearly the balance of the back row changed at that point in time. We have to adapt to those things. We took a few knocks and bangs. Had to change things in that first half quite early, and then that continued through the second half. I'll be waiting for the full medical report and understand where everyone's at, but I think everyone saw the way Tom was down and he'll be unavailable next week.
And have the coaching changes you had in the summer had any impact on what we've seen over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think if you look at what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, this game within width of the post to beating New Zealand last week. And so you say that the team played very well. In that sense, we came very close to beating New Zealand, and I'm not accepting that being good enough, because we wanted to win and we were in a position to win. And today, you see again the team. We talked about the team developing the attacking side of the ball. Talk about the team having the confidence to move the ball, and I think you saw that today. I think you're seeing that with the team. One of the big challenges of the England team over a long period of time has been the weight of the shirt, and I think the players, it's something we've worked to develop and move on from with this team. But clearly, there's consequences that if you turn the ball over that many times, you're not giving your defence much of a chance. So we need to improve upon that.
So is the weight of the shirt still a factor?
I think you saw the way the players played with the ball in hand is to play with an endeavour and courage. Now, what we need to do is ensure that, and clearly you see this is a team that's got points. You know, there are guys that want to move the ball. The challenge is understanding the right balance with that. That if you give the opposition that many chances, is they're going to take some, and they took plenty today.
And just finally, Jamie, for you, does it get harder and harder to pick up the changing room after a defeat like that?
Look, I think fundamentally we're all gutted with the result. I think there are certainly elements of the performance that we're not very happy with either. And that's probably the thing that's the most disappointing. But at the same time, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's the easiest team that I've ever had to captain, and when we say we're going to go out and do something, we go and do it. And the way that people have brushed themselves off this week to get themselves prepared and in a good way for the game today was impressive. And we're going to have to do that again this week. So, the message is that we're very much believing in what we're doing. We just need to make sure we keep pairing up the good bits and allowing ourselves to put pressure on pressure.
Okay, we're going to go James Wild, then we're going to go to you, young man, then Martin Lipton.
Steve, I don't wish to antagonise you on stats, but the stats made some horrendous reading today. 35 missed tackles, 84% tackle completion, 19 turnovers, 24 handling errors. Is this down to concentration? Is it down to trying to force issues? Is it down just to pure skill execution? What is the fundamental fact that we're not executing the skills that really we should be?
Yeah, and it's a good question, and I think ultimately, as we build the level of experience in the team and being in these situations more often, I think the players, and I back the players to be able to execute in those circumstances. Now, what I'm going to be real conscious of is with the players is that I will be backing them to execute their skills. And I want to make sure that the players feel the confidence to go out and attack the way we want to attack. Now, clearly, there was some things there that we were probably at times just too loose. I thought the first 20 minutes was exactly how we wanted to start the game. And at that point, I think the scoreboard was, 15-3. It was exactly the way we wanted to start. And then at that point, probably changed a little bit. It probably wasn't the way we wanted to play for the next 15, 20 minutes to half time. It wasn't how we want to play. So I think executing your skills, executing your patterns when you got people running the lines that we train, people running the lines the way we want to play, it becomes much clearer. So I think when you drift away from the game plan, it generally leads to more errors.
And Jamie, when you're attacking as well as you did today, I mean, really great shifts from Chandler and from Ollie Slytome. I think they really need singing out. When you're attacking so well, is there a little bit something going on the pitch there where you're lapsing in concentration of those defensive and breakdown efforts, or is that?
No, I think everything, as ever with rugby, everything's paired up. So I think, you look at things, our attacking at times look brilliant. And, as Steve has said, our endeavour with the ball was fantastic. But then when you turn the ball over, in easy ways, and the way that you give the ball to the opposition is important in Test rugby. And, the way that we did that today was through errors, and then it's loose, and then it's unstructured, and Australia were very good in that respect. It's very difficult to defend off the back of that. So, we're very proud of our defence. We massively believe in the system that we have. I think there's going to be, some clips that are difficult to watch back because we needed to be more physical and make our tackles more. And if we do that, then our defensive system becomes a lot easier.
And last one, what's going to be the bounce back message next week? There's some really good things to take out, but there's some horrors as well. What's going to be the bounce back message?
The bounce back message is, how are we able to back up the good things with another good thing with another good thing? That's what Test match rugby is about. And we've got a fantastic opposition coming here to Allianz Stadium in South Africa, back-to-back world champions. I don't see it as a better opportunity. We're going to get ourselves right. We're going to make sure that we're right physically. We're going to have a great training week. We're going to have a brilliant plan going into the game. And, we're going to believe in what we're doing. And, if it is close in that game too, we're going to continue to play with endeavour, play big, and play to win the game.
Yeah, Mike.
Steve, you spoke last week, I remember, in the press conference about how impressed you were with the development of Chandler Cunningham South. 2 tries today, starting really well. Just, how much does he continue to surprise you and improve week on week?
I think he's doing really well. He's really developing, I think, into an international class 6. I think he saw more involvement on the attacking side of the ball this week. I think last week he was excellent on the defensive side of the ball. I think you've also seen improvements in his set piece work. For somebody who 18 months ago wasn't jumping, he's now a good line-out jumper at international level, and he's a player who's determined to get better. And I'll echo Jamie's thoughts about and views about this player group, who are a fantastic player group and care so much. Chandler's exemplifies that. He wants to really develop fast.
Steve, Manny took a heavy knock. How's he doing? Or will he be stood down for South Africa?
I don't have a report on Manny. Clearly it didn't look good. But I don't have an understanding of that. I'll have that later tonight and then update tomorrow morning.
Okay, we're going to go Martin, then Tom, then we're done.
Yeah. You've worked so hard to get back into that game in the second half. Twice in the last 5 minutes, you're winning the game. Is that just a real sense of frustration that you did the hard work and then undid it effectively at that critical period?
Yeah, I think The penultimate try Australia scored is one, as we always do, we'll debrief properly with the players and the decision-making process that happened around that point in time and what we decide to play and when we decide to play it, given the scoreboard situation, the time situation. That then gave Australia the opportunity to get back ahead. I thought the players were magnificent then to put themselves in a position to then go and get in the lead again. At that point, you need to see that game out. Did all the right things around the kickoff. Unfortunately, we knocked the ball on. We expected the short kickoff. We did that. Unfortunately, we knocked the ball on, which gave them one more shot. And they were good enough to take it, and we weren't good enough to stop them.
Did you have a feeling about their third try as well? I mean, everyone in the ground seemed to believe that he just was in touch with his little toe before he grounded the ball, and yet two people who mattered took a divergent view.
Yeah. Well, I think you know me by now. I'm not one to spend much time talking about refereeing decisions. I think there are swings and roundabouts. At some point in time, something that goes your way, that you get that bit of good fortune.
And Jamie, just for you as captain, does this, after a couple of difficult weeks, is this where your job really becomes important around the players as well, to get them, to make them believe, to find a way to move forward rather than dwelling on, as it will be understandable, the feelings of, like, here we go again?
Well, I think it's my job, but it's also everyone else's job in the squad. We've got a great group of senior players who are very good in these situations. I think what we do very well is we address things head on. But like I sort of reiterated earlier, it's such an easy group. Like, you know, there is so much excitement around what we're doing and, you know, belief in what we're doing. And of course there are frustrations, and there are going to be, you know, some people who are very frustrated at the result tonight and parts of the performance. But that's almost fuel for us for next week and how we can get better and, you know, be in the best place we possibly can to take on South Africa.
Okay, last one, Tom, just one.
Steve, can I ask your thoughts on Ollie Slightholme today? How you see a player like that continuing to have their momentum as they come on and then come off in repeated replacement appearances?
Yeah, there was certainly a number of times where we had different disruptions that the players had to adapt to throughout the game. I think Ollie played really well, took the chances really well. I think we can see he's a player that's adapting to Test rugby really quickly. And I think what you see now is we got pace and talent on the edges with Tommy Freeman, Ollie Slightholme, Manny Fewebosa, Ferbs at 15. There's not many caps between them, but they'll develop them. These guys are going to be in the England squad for a very, very long time. I think they're real top class players. They have I think they're going to develop into really top class players. So pleases me as they're eager to learn. And we as a team, I think, are desperate to learn. No one's more disappointed than us about that result today. I know England fans will be gutted. We are gutted. We'll make sure we work exceptionally hard this week to put it right.
Thanks.
Recess.